The 1912 World Series was the one and only time that a best-of-7 series went 8 games for a specific reason we'll get into later. It was between the NL champion New York Giants, led by pitcher Christy Mathewson, and the AL champion Boston Red Sox, led by MVP center fielder Tris Speaker. The series started out in Game 1 as any Red Sox fan at the time might have expected. Their ace, Smokey Joe Wood, who won 34 games that regular season, pitched a complete game in Game 1 and got himself into a little bit of trouble in the bottom of the ninth. With 2 outs, he had the winning run on second and the tying run on third, and did this. Joe Wood struck him out, and the Red Sox win Game 1. Game 2 is where the series really starts to become unique. The game was played in Fenway Park the year the park was built, 1912. And the lights were not installed in Fenway Park until the 40s, so there were no lights at the stadium yet. And they started the game at 2 p.m., which should have given them plenty of time before the sun went down to complete the game. But it's Christy Mathewson's start, and the Red Sox were able to get to him early. So every fan at the stadium worked all week, bought their World Series ticket, was super excited, and they got to see their lineup jump on one of the best pitchers in the league in the first inning for 3 runs. But the Giants battled back, and that's what made the game take a while. So after 5 runs were scored by each team in the first 9 innings, it had to go to extras. The Giants scored a run in the top of the 10th, but to the home crowd's delight, the Red Sox were able to tie it in the bottom of the 10th. And then neither team scored in the 11th, and everybody's hoping that their team can win, but the sun goes down, and they just have to call the game a tie. So that's what they did. They called it a tie. And that opened up the possibility of an 8-game series. In Game 3, New York took a 2-0 lead into the bottom of the 9th when the Red Sox began to threaten. The Red Sox scored 1, put the winning run on second and the tying run on third, when Josh DeVore made an incredible bare-handed catch to seal the game for the Giants, and I will help you visualize that with this catch by Kevin Mitchell. Katie hits a line drive out to left. DeVore runs it down, and he makes the catch with his bare hand, and the Giants win Game 3. That'll even the series at 1 game apiece with a tie in Game 2. In Game 4 and Game 5, Smokey Joe Wood and Hugh Bedient both threw 1-run complete games for the Red Sox to put them up 3-1. But in Games 6 and 7, New York took massive leads in the first inning and never relinquished, so that sent this series to Game 8. The location of Game 8 was decided the best way we know how in America, with a coin toss. And the Red Sox won the toss, so Game 8 was played in Boston. But Christy Mathewson pitched so well that it was 2-1 Giants headed into the bottom of the 10th with the World Series on the line. With a chance to close out the series in the bottom of the 10th, normally sure-handed center fielder Fred Snodgrass drops a fly ball in center field and allows Clyde Angle to reach second base. 2 batters later, MVP Tris Speaker hit a pop-up on the first base side, and the pitcher called for the catcher to make the play when he should have called for the first baseman. The ball dropped, and Speaker shouted at the pitcher, "You just called for the wrong man, and it's going to cost you the ball game." Speaker immediately backs up his words with a base hit that ties the game at 2 and puts the winning run in scoring position for the Red Sox to clinch the World Series in Game 8. 2 batters later, Larry Gardner hits a fly ball deep enough to drive in a run on a sac fly, and the Red Sox win the World Series in 1912.